Hey guys, Arkham here with another video, and today as you can see we are doing the best mage build, and this is by far the best mage build I've seen. So basically this is just a compilation of every mage build you could possibly find put into one demolishing force. That is this build right here. So to get started with the weapons, we got the crystal sword plus 10, we got the Carrion Regal Scepter plus 10, and we got the Keen Short Sword with Bloodhound Step. I'll showcase all this. You might be a little confused. So to get started, the Crystal Keen, whatever the shit is, it's just a quick melee weapon you can use if you get too close to the enemy. That, like, since you're a mage, you probably want to stay medium to long distance. So you don't really want to be up close, but if you do end up getting into those close situations, you can always use this to like get a few hits in and then maybe back up with the other weapon, which is short sword with Bloodhound Step. So what this is, I'd probably most likely always have this in my right hand just so I can quickly Bloodhound Step out of a situation if I get too close to an enemy, or not even too close, because I get really close to this build. This build is a pretty close range build for a mage, but this is just basically if I'm in a situation I don't want to be in, I can just Bloodhound Step out, but that's also right there for the damage as well. So yeah, those are the right hand, and the left hand we got the Carrion Regal Scepter maxed out, and we got a lot of really good spells on this. So the first spell, we got the Adula Moonblade. This is the close range weapon I'm talking about. This is the main spell I use. 900 right there. It over time like builds up frost, and it does even more, as you see 1500 right there. So it just depends. I don't know what causes it, but sometimes it does 900, sometimes it does a lot more. I don't really know what causes that, but it just happens. So as you can see, it did 1100 on that guy. It did 700 there. So yeah, it does a lot of damage. This is definitely a close range mage build, and you won't even regret, like, if you're good at dodging and stuff, then you'll have an easy time with this build. So yeah, that weapon, that's going to be your main spell most likely, but this is also going to be your main spell, the Stars of Ruin. Basically this is for all the bosses, all the mobs, all of that just jump for dear life. Like, if you're fighting Malekith with this build, use Stars of Ruin only, because it's incredible at tracking, and it does a shit ton of damage too. So it's just the perfect spell for Malekith, but it's also really good for other like fast, like agile bosses that you struggle on with like normal weapons. So yeah, those two are probably going to be your main two, and then these three are going to be support that if you can lean back on if you really need it. So next we got the Glintstone Ice Rag. This is basically Glintstone Pebble, but a better version. This gets a damage boost from the hat we're using, so it also, like, it does 700 to that guy, 900 to that guy. I don't really know what scales these damages, but it does a lot of damage. That's the point. 900 on the dog, 700 there. But yeah, so that's a really good, like, just quick, like, flinging a bunch of damage. And then next we got Ronnie's Dark Moon. This is basically just a better version of Renala's, or Relena's, whatever her name is. It's just a better version of her Dark Moon, or whatever it's called. I think it's called Great Moon, I think that's what it's called. But this is basically a better version of that attack, because this one does a lot of damage off rip, and then it also causes frost buildup. As you can see, 1700 damage right there. That shit's really good. So yeah, that one's gonna be a really good attack for you. And then the old reliable rock sling is a shit ton of damage. That one did 600. It's just a really good attack overall, the rock sling. So yeah, those are the 5 spells we use, and as you can see, it does a lot of damage. Now getting into the actual armor, we got Snow Witch hat. This is Ronnie's hat. I don't remember exactly how you get her set, but I think you get it through the Ronnie questline, which, even if you don't want, like you need Ronnie's questline for this build, basically. Like, everything, like, if you fully complete Ronnie's questline, most of this shit will just come to you automatically. But of course you want to go out looking for this. So we have the Snow Witch hat. This boosts the frost attacks, so it boosts the Moonblade, which is a really good boost, and it does Ice Rag, which is a really good boost. So it boosts those two in your thing. So that's a good, like, thing to have, because it boosts the two probably most useful in most situations, like, whatever, I don't know, but they're really good spells, and it boosts them. Next we got Lusat's Robe and Lusat's Manchettes. Basically these, you get them from one of the great sorcerers after you do Selin's questline. like as you do Selen's quest line, you'll slowly like start interacting with these people, and then once you're done it, you can go back to them and get their armor. That's also how you get the ruins of thing and the big one shot attack, but we don't use that because I don't know. I just don't find it like that useful because it takes so long to use up, and then if an enemy, as soon as you start shooting, if an enemy moves out the way, then you're basically fucked. You wasted all your mana, so it's just not a good weapon in my opinion, like a good attack. That's why I don't have it in my like memory. But yeah, so those two, you want to use those two just because they're really good armor for mages in general. And then finally with the old sorcerer's leg wraps, I'm pretty sure you get these with Lusat's armor because they look really similar to these two. So yeah, that's just a part of his set. And then for the talismans, we got the America sword seal because it boosts like all like the magic related stuff, mind, intelligence, faith, arcane, FP, and shit like that. So that's a really good one. Then we got Stargazer Halome, which increases intelligence. We got the Radagon icon, which shortens your casting spell, so it's quicker to cause your like spell or cast your spells, which is a really good thing. And then Graven Mass Talisman, which increases the damage on your sorceries by 8%, I think. So that's a really good one. And then yeah, so now getting into the attributes, as you can see I'm level 146. Just basically round up to 150 and add the 4 extra anywhere you want. So we got 60 vigor. So what I'd recommend is getting 60 vigor and stopping, 40 mind stopping, 80 intelligence stopping. After you get those 3 set to 60, 40, 80, then just put the rest of it into endurance, just because it helps like you can cast more in one session or whatever it's called, because like as soon as you run out of endurance, you gotta wait a second and then you can spell cast again. So the more endurance you have, the more times you can constantly like just keep spelling. So I just recommend that. And then if you really want, you could put into like faith and stuff like that and just basically get 60, 40, 80, like maybe 20 or 30 endurance, and then just put the rest in the faith if you really want. I don't really know what to do after that. I haven't even gone to that part, but yeah. So that's what I recommend for the to the stats. But yeah, so that's the whole build. This is in my opinion the easiest and funnest mage build to use. I played through the whole story on this build, getting my stuff slowly throughout the story. I beat Margit like in 2 tries. I beat Godric in 1 try. Like I was beat before I even had all this shit. Even when I only had a little bit of the shit, I was still beating bosses 2, 3 tries. When I had all the shit, I beat Godfrey in 1 try. I beat his like real body version right before the final boss 1st try. Like I beat the final boss 3rd try. Like this, it's just really good. It's a really good mage build. It's really OP, and it'll just carry you through the game. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Another video coming out tomorrow, and yeah.